Hey guys, it's Dustin here, and I'm inside the loft. I just came out here to show y'all something a hen was doing. Unfortunately, she's gotten a little unsettled. Here in a little bit, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to go ahead and feed the pigeons. Before I feed them, I'll give you an update on the loft. You can see things look a little bit different. Not a lot. My progress is slow, but it's steady. But I wanted to show you something real quick. That hen in that nest box there, of course it looks just dark, but it focused. She's been real settled down on the nest box. The cock, the ash red cock right there, he was displaying a little bit, but mostly he's just guarding the nest box right there. Right now he's mostly just a guard. See, he's making sure that's a Birmingham roller cock right there. He's making sure he puts him in his place. Whereas the hen back there, she's settled down on the nest. She's moving the nesting materials around a little bit right now, but she had been just sitting there very low to the nest, just very calm and settled. And you can see he wants to guard her. He's taking a step back between me and her. But this kind of thing right here, when you're wanting to get babies out, that is excellent to see the hen in there fixing up the nest and especially settle down on it for a while. She's probably going to lay soon. My hopes are to come out here and find an egg in the morning, but it might be another day or so, or she may not lay at all for a while. I could have it completely wrong. Sometimes the pigeons can be fairly unpredictable. And even being predictable doesn't mean they're going to do what you predict necessarily. So I want to show you that, and it's time for me to go to eat supper now, and then I'll come back out here and I'll do a little update on the loft, on the other loft, and then on the birds. There's some key things I want to point out that are going on right now. Some things I want to show y'all. But you'll have to wait. Well, you won't have to wait at all. But I'm going to go eat supper, and I'll come back out here and do that. Alright guys, so just finished supper, and I'm about to take y'all out to the loft so you can see what I was talking about. But before I do, since I made a video last night about that betta fish, and I'm thinking about doing some more, I will go ahead and show you. And our internet was down last night, so I'll actually upload that video just before this one, so they'll only be uploaded a few hours before, but I took it last night. Here's that betta fish. Doesn't look too good, does it? For whatever reason, now he can swim just fine. He can swim fine, but he can't stay buoyant in the water. He falls. He's too heavy. So I'm worried it may be some kind of a swim bladder issue. But aside from that, he seems rather healthy. He just can't float right. So it might be a swim bladder issue. You can see he's going to flare a little bit there. Not much, but here's the tank I built over here. It's only 6 inches wide by 8 inches tall. You can see in comparison to my hand. But it's 32 inches long. See, it goes all the way just about to the wall over there. To go on my headboard, and this is my headboard. You can see it's flat, but it's got a wooden base I built for it because this is curved a little bit, and I need it flat. And then I've got it sitting on this towel at the moment, just so I can go ahead and fill it with water and see what it looks like. But I'll get some kind of foam for it to sit on. You do that to absorb the irregularities in the kind of tank I built. These pieces are sitting on top of the bottom piece. And so this bottom piece of glass is taking all the weight of the water and being pressed against whatever's underneath it by that water. So, and big enough irregularity under there could cause it to break or crack. And I don't know how big that would be. So, how big an irregularity it would take to do that. So, gotta have something under there. But I am thinking about breeding betta fish, especially in about 6 weeks. I think it is in about 6 weeks. Our church has our global missions conference, and we do a silent auction, which everyone knows what an auction is. If you don't know what a silent auction is, it just means everything is set up on tables around the room with a little piece of paper in front of it, and you go up there, and if you want to bid on it, you write your name down and how much money you're willing to bid, and the next person that comes up, if they want to bid on it, they write their name down and write a slightly bigger amount. That's just how it works. And I always like to sell stuff there because all the money goes to support missionaries around the world. Some of you may not agree with Christianity, but I am a Christian, and that's one of the things that I like to do is support our missionaries by doing that. So I may try and breed and sell babies for that, but I'm not sure that would work out just because it's cutting it so close. I mean, they'd only be like a month old, if that, and you don't really want to sell them too young, so I probably won't do that, but the thought has crossed my mind. I may still breed though. If y'all really want me to do a video on breeding betta fish, I may do that. I was thinking about doing it in this tank. It's 32 inches long, so that's much longer than a 10-gallon. But it's also narrow, so the female will have plenty of room to get away over there, or maybe over here, whichever end he builds his bubble nest on the other end, and you know, put a wall of plants real close to one wall so she can kind of hide in there and maybe do that. Could put a shelf up over here behind my bed right here against this wall, stack jars on, possibly. Just a thought, not necessarily something I'm doing. But now I'll take y'all out to the loft after I stick my shoes on. I'll show you. Real quick, as far as male bettas to breed from, I've got this red veiltail right here, which you can't see very well. It's because it's in this vase, this round vase. You can't see it very well, but he's in there. He's just a normal red veiltail male. Then I've got this black crown tail. If I can get him to do better, I'll could breed him, but he's gonna have to get healthier first. He's real pretty. You can't really appreciate it on the video, but he's got this iridescent blue-green color to his body, and he's kind of got an iridescent blue-green butterfly type pattern going on with his fins and his tail. Let me grab a mirror and I'll show you that. But you could see the video. Well, I won't do that. You can check the video from before. And then I also have this male over here. And I also have this male right here, which is a double-tail half-moon male named Indigo. Blue-green color with that little bit of a reddish lacing to his tail. Probably be my first pick for a male to breed from. He's got those light blue lips there. It looks kind of funny. Those of you that aren't familiar with betta fish may not realize this, but with double tails, it's not only important that both lobes be equal in size and shape, but also that top fin right there, should be exactly the same as the bottom one, which he is, so that's a real good thing. So he would be my first choice. I did grab that mirror, so now you can see him. As far as being a crown tail and that in and of itself, the webbing in his tail and fins, I wish it went out a little bit further to where his rays split. But as you can see, now that I've got him swimming around and flaring, he's got that nice blue-green color to him. The video doesn't do him justice at all. Of course, my arm's casting a little bit of a shadow on him. But real beautiful fish. Would definitely be interested in breeding him. It would be much easier to find a suitable crown tail female to breed him to than to find a suitable female double tail half moon to breed that other one to. But he's got some buoyancy issues, so we're gonna have to get over that first. You can see how much he has to face up when he swims to keep himself afloat, so to speak. Beautiful fish though. Alright guys, I'm back out in the loft. Got some food so I can feed him. But before I do, it's probably after 8 by now. So the pigeons have already gone to bed, gone to roost, but I've got a light in here for heat. So I'm going to show you what you do and don't want to see when you come out to your loft this time of year if you're trying to breed at this time of day. Here's a good example of what you do want to see. This pair of rollers, both sitting still, very close together. You can see they're touching in their nest box, right beside their nest. Same goes for that pair of racing homers. They're touching, sitting together in their nest. Right over here, that cock is actually not in his nest box. That's his nest box. But he has been driving his hen really hard lately, so I know that they're a pair. They've been a pair since last year, actually. And he's been driving his hen very hard. And she's been really settled on the nest most of today, at least most of this afternoon, so she's probably fixing to lay. So as long as you've kept a check to see that they've been being together in the nest boxes like this in the evenings, and I'll show you another good thing to look for, very obvious thing, but good thing to look for in just a few minutes, then the fact that he's not with her and she's just settled in the nest box, that's a good sign. Now, here's two things just happened here, and I'm going to try and stop the pigeons from doing anything else so I can show you. That black hen was sitting right here in this nest box, and that blue bar in that nest box. And, yeah, he wants me to feed him. But this is their nest box over here, and that's their nest. Now, that's the cock. The black one is the hen. And the fact that they were in separate nest boxes, neither of those being their own, is not a good sign. But you saw when the roller cock came and kicked the black hen out of the nest box, he immediately took notice. Now, I don't know if he looked like he was about to get defensive of his hen, but once she came up here, I put my hand out to kind of keep him in his nest box, so I could show you that, but he was about to fly up there after her. He's about to come sit on my hand again. Come here, Spot. Come here. Hey, bud. Oof, your feet are cold. Your feet are cold. But, so that was good to see that he was about to go after her, but it's not a good sign that they're not in their nest box. But I'll explain to you why. If you can see, look at her hobbling around. She's favoring that left leg, and I'm not completely sure why. It's not a break. It might be I thought it might be some kind of a sprain, but it's been a little while now that it's still been doing that, so I'm not really sure what the issue is. I'd like to take her to the vet and get it looked at, but it's $50 just to have her looked at, which is pretty expensive. So I haven't done it yet, especially because I've got a lot of other expenses right now. As far as updates go, you already saw these two pairs are doing well, especially that pair. She's been pretty settled on the nest. This black diluted cock, which I call it done, and I've heard plenty of people call it done. He's a real nice bird. He's going to come. This is one of my favorite pigeons right here. Come here. See, I don't have any food or anything, but he's going to come hang out with me anyways. But if I put him under the light here, you can see, beautiful bird. He does not have an all-white tail, which I prefer. But this is his daughter, who I intend to breed him to. The only thing is she's been pretty thin. I've been working on getting her weight up for months, actually. Nope, he's coming back to see me. But, she's finally back to where she's just about to where I'm comfortable trying to breed her. Oh, that was not a good move. See, he's in that nest box. If that cock was in there right now, he would be feeling some serious pain. But, she's almost to where I feel comfortable breeding her. So, hopefully soon I will be. Here's my power couple over here from last year. I actually, since I already have two babies from them, I was not planning on breeding them together. This is Coco and Swift. I just put in these doors on this nest box a few hours ago, so they've not been in there very long. I'm hopefully going to be putting a bigger nest in there for them too, but at the moment they've got that. Coco and Swift are both very tame. Tame does not mean nice. I'm invading his space, so they're going to bite me. Which doesn't hurt, they're just pigeons. But I'm invading his space, he's going to bite me. Biting is not something pigeons do to intruders that want to hurt them. They will wing slap and try to flee, but they won't bite. They're not willing to stick their head out towards something that might want to hurt them. But they treat me just like any other pigeon. So if your pigeon's willing to bite you, they see you as one of their own, and that's not a bad thing. It means that they don't get stressed out when you're around. As they're not getting stressed out is a side effect of them being this tame. But I was actually planning on breeding her back to their son, and him to Juliana, a blue bar racing homer I've got. But Juliana turned out to be a cock, so I put her in the non-breeding loft, and by default, that meant I could either breed the two of them together or her to her son. And I love both those birds, so I've decided to breed them together, and I had to put their son out in the non-breeding loft. Right here, that's their daughter. She's wondering if I've got food. I've got it in here though. But as you can see, the nest boxes are kind of dirty. Not too bad, but I clean at least once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So I'm going to go ahead and feed the birds and get to scraping, and then I'll show you some good things to be looking for after you feed the pigeons, because after you feed them is the time when they're all the most social together. Oh, also I've got the satinette in here. I brought her back in here because I'm going to be getting a satinette cock from a friend of mine who's also in the pigeon club I'm in, though I've known him longer than I've been in the club. He's got a satinette cock for me, so I went ahead and brought her back in. At the same time I moved those other 2 racing homer cocks out. But I've already disturbed them. I'm going to go ahead and feed them. Oof. Hungry pigeons. Well, now I'm going to get the scraper. You thought that was the end. So did I, but I'll go ahead and show you again. That hen right there has settled down on the nest. The way the lighting is makes it hard to see. But she settled down on the nest in here. This is a fairly tame pigeon, so I'm not bothering her by being right here. But she's fairly tame, so I can do this. But the fact that she's settled down on the nest with her feathers kind of fluffed up, and the fact that her cock, this one right here, he was just chasing this roller hen around. The fact that he's looking for love elsewhere right now while she sits on her nest is a really good sign that she's fixing to lay. So hopefully I'll be able to do a video with of eggs here in a day or 2. I think that's really the end this time. Thanks for watching.